Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your ever-loving Shorty, and I'm going to rush through this one because I was supposed to record it yesterday, but I totally ran out of time. I had a lot of customers in, it was really good, and I enjoy having a lot of customers in, but it does mean I have to do this a little bit on the fly, so we're reviewing Jackpot. It is part of the Gang War thing, and it's a brand new superhero. Not a brand new character, though. It's MJ, everyone. And the idea of giving her superpowers, it did rub me the wrong way a little bit, and I don't want to do this, like, women shouldn't have superpowers. I really hope nobody gets that vibe from me. But I think MJ is already, like, a huge part of the Marvel Universe for just being who she is. I think, yes, you could say reductionistly she is, Peter Parker's love interest, and the fact that she's gone on now and got married and had kids could be different, but I don't know, it felt like an odd choice. But odder than that is how insanely jarring the tone of this comic book is. There is some stuff I like about it, I'm not going to lie about that. I think the art style is full-on Marvel. It's a little bit cartoony in place, but it doesn't go too far. There's a couple of issues with foreshortening, and occasionally some of the bodies look a bit rubbery, like they've in the middle of a fight scene it looks like somebody's turned on ragdoll physics. But it kind of works. It's wacky and zany in a fun little way, and a lot of the writing is too. The basic premise of her superpowers is that she presses a button and then, like, a randomly determined superpower turns up, and it could be terrible, it could be great, and she kind of has to work with the balance of if it's worthwhile doing it. And it's like, yeah, okay, cool concept, like that, no problem with that at all. And I like the banter between the various characters. You do get Spider-Man too, the, like, Amazing Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and Jennifer She-Hulk is in here as well. And they all get on really well, and there's fun little bits of writing between them, and I have absolutely no problem with the fact that this is a fun comic book to both read and visually enjoy. My only problem is how incredibly jarring it is when you read the foreword. Now, I knew, because of what happened when I reviewed The Amazing Spider-Man, like, back in whenever it was when issue 1 dropped, the MJ had moved on from Peter Parker. She got married to a guy called Paul. I'm sorry, Peter and Paul, and had, I think, even a kid or two, and I was like, oh, yeah, cool, she has moved on. She is no longer going to be defined as being Peter Parker's love interest, girlfriend, stroke, wife, or whatever. And it's like, yeah, okay, give her her own thing, that's absolutely cool. But I read in the foreword, it turns out her children were killed. And it's like, god damn, that is, like, a harsh thing to read when you didn't really know what's going on in the world, and that's the first thing you get of it. Especially when you look at this cover, and that is just somebody who's, like, totally chill and happy and wearing a cool new outfit. And that jarring thing stuck with it, and it genuinely made me uncomfortable. One of the early sequences we get is her and her husband visiting a grief counsellor. A very good thing to do when you have lost loved ones, specifically 2 young children. You should get help for that. And they just sat there making jokes with each other and being really light-hearted about the entire thing, and, like, talking about day drinking as being like, hey, let's go do that instead of dealing with the trauma of losing our children. And I do kind of get this. I think if you're going to do this kind of story with MJ as Jackpot, and having the banter with all the various characters in there, you can't dwell on what's happened. But also, you shouldn't just ignore it. There needs to be a balance, and I think they've gone way too far in the direction. I'm not necessarily saying that going the other way and having this really grim, morose, Brian Michael Bendis writing Jessica Jones kind of vibe to it would make it any better when you are also, dealing with random superpowers and the fact that she's clearly risking her life right now because of what she's gone through, and that is something she needs to speak to a counsellor about. I just think trying to put those two things together at all, in any way, is going to cause tonal jarring. I don't think there's any other way you can do it. And on top of all that, and this one is one of those little bugbears I have, the costume. Okay, check that out. That looks awesome, doesn't it? Really, really cool. Nice, simple costume. Thing is, that's not what it looks like in the comic book. That's what it looks like in the comic book. It is literally the most skin-tight thing, so skin-tight it gets under the boob to really, really show those off. And you can see, pretty much everything other than nipple. Also, yes, I know that's not technically a neckline, because she does have it going right up to her chin, but it is reminiscent of the Silk Spectre plunging neckline all the way down to the belly button kind of thing. And I was like, well, okay, I'm not going to want to take away feminine empowerment if that's how she wants to dress, to show off, or just to be who she wants to be in that outfit. But then you see She-Hulk later on, and, well, I'll see if I can find the actual page, because I don't think me just describing it will really do it justice. There's a lot of butt going on there, and I can't help but feel like she's tensing, and I have seen way better versions of that costume, which are much more like sportswear, rather than men's idea of beach volleyball outfits. I don't know, it just feels like an odd choice to make in a comic book which is already tonally very odd to me. Can't really get behind it, and it's a shame because a lot of it is fun. And I wish I could just tell you that it's a fun comic because you're going to read it for that and nothing else, but I really can't do that. That's it for me for now, though. I'm going to review more. Keep an eye out. This one is going to be out on TikTok and on Threads and on YouTube. Follow any of those and you get more updates. Until I see you again, though, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.